So it's been about a year or so, I guess, since the Ukraine story broke, where it was revealed that Donald Trump did engage in the quid pro quo with Ukraine, saying, we've got aid we're going to give you, but I'm not going to give it to you until you give me the dirt on Joe and Hunter Biden. Well, they never got the dirt on Joe and Hunter Biden. And in the year since then, Trump's done a lot to try to get that dirt on Joe and Hunter Biden. You know, we've had Rudy Giuliani going over there, meeting with his buddies, Lev Parnas and Fruman. They're now heading to prison at some point. Giuliani's not, but he is under investigation for possibly working as an unregistered foreign agent. So where's the dirt on Biden? Well, Republicans are telling us they're going to release that very, very soon. In fact, they're going to release it this week, they say, because I don't know if anybody remembers, we've had quite a few things happen in this year, really. Earlier this year, Republicans in the Senate announced they were opening an investigation into Joe Biden and Hunter Biden to find out what exactly the two of them were doing in the Ukraine and whether or not Hunter Biden's job over in the Ukraine for that gas company influenced in any way Obama administration policy towards Ukraine. And guess what, folks? It only took them a few months, but they have completed the report. They are going to release it. They've done depositions. They have called people into the Senate, and they're going to release the report. Here's the thing. If there wasn't something in this report that could be skewed or spun in favor of the Republicans and against Joe Biden, they wouldn't be releasing it. So obviously, there's something in there, whether real or imagined, that they believe is just enough to where they can spin it to make it look like there was some kind of impropriety with what Hunter and Joe Biden were engaged in with regards to Ukraine. It's the same reason, by the way, that AG Barr is pushing the U.S. attorney to release an interim report on the origins of the Russia probe and the spying allegedly on Trump's campaign, because they think there might be just enough in there, something worded maybe a little vaguely, that they're going to be able to spin to take down Biden, because that's all they have. It's a dirty trick. It's fake as hell, but they think it'll work. And the public, I'm sorry, public, God love you, you're just dumb enough to believe it. Now, everybody who watches regularly, you know I am not a huge fan of Joe Biden. I have said I am 100% going to vote for Joe Biden. But at the same time, I've also said since the beginning with this Ukraine thing, I do not believe for a second there was anything illegal that Hunter Biden did, that Joe Biden did, none of it. And so far, no evidence whatsoever has turned up to suggest that I'm wrong in my assumption. And Democrats have actually secured from Republicans permission to release all of the transcripts of every witness, every deposition, everything that went into the drafting of this report. But the public's not going to care about that. They're going to care about the final report, which Republicans will spin to make it seem like there's something shady happening here, folks. You mark my words. And when we all look into it, we're going to realize, oh, no, this is stupid. This is contradicted by the transcripts, by whatever, by the evidence, by the timeline. But by that point, it's going to be too late. And that's the problem with this crap. You know, like when AG Barr came out and released his summary of the Mueller report, and then, a couple weeks later, we got the real Mueller report that said, oh, wow, no, there's a ton of obstruction of justice in here. But everybody already went on Barr's summary, and that was it. And that's what's going to happen with this one. There is not going to be any kind of smoking gun that says Hunter or Joe Biden engaged in criminal activity or did anything that was outside the letter of the law. But the Republicans are going to spin it as that could be a possibility, and suddenly you create that doubt in the public's mind, and everything that comes out afterwards is nonsense. It's nothing. It's noise. Because that's how these stories go. It's sensational, it pops at first, but nobody ever pays attention long enough to get the follow-up where the whole thing is debunked. That's not just an indictment of American politics, it's an indictment of the public's attention span towards actual real stories as well.